If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC 25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Hey guys, so today we have the Winter Wildcard team. I just have to pull up the bins here so that we can kind of take a look at how each individual card is going to perform. I think we might start consistently doing the player reviews again, because I always believe that with Winter Wildcards, it's weird to explain, but it's like the real start of the game. Well, nowadays, because the first 2 months have been like, but with Winter Wildcards coming out, I think we can kind of like do the live content, and then we can also check out these cards at the same time. So yeah, it should be pretty cool to see what the vibes are there. There's like different versions of Ronaldo and stuff, so a lot of cool stuff to look into. Okay, so yeah, with this team, a lot of very good choices. Every single choice that you see here is gonna be very viable in game. They're gonna be very solid cards for whatever reasons you see fit, right? So obviously, with the first card that we have here, to actually close this because it's taking up so much space. Yeah, so the first card's Ronaldo. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I actually don't know what the Brazilian Ronaldo was like at all this year. I have no idea. I'm assuming he's still a monster. The thing about Ronaldo in previous years is his body type, with the way that his dribbling works, it usually ends up working really, really nicely in the game, right? And in his case, with the engine chemistry style, I don't think it would be any different. I still think he'd be an absolute monster with the 5-star capabilities, advanced forward plus. So anybody that packed something like this would be really, really walking in it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Ronaldo would obviously be really sick. Haaland, physical type attacker. I think generally speaking, he's not really always the meta type. With him, it's always just a matter of like, if you get that one space and he breaks through, like the guy just cooks. You know what I'm saying? Like he cooks, because it's very hard to kind of like knock him off the ball once he gets that opportunity. But a lot of people do park the bus. So when it comes to like dribbling and stuff, that's where it becomes a little bit rough. So with Haaland, it's usually when you get to this point, right? Like with these like really, really expensive cards, or in his case, the loan version during that time period, where it's like, okay, my dribbling is now in the 90s area, right? And they gave him a regular press proven and stuff. Like that's where it's like, oh, now Haaland's going to absolutely cook. So for the Winter Wildcard version, I think it could be a similar situation with the proper boosts on the card for sure. But honestly, like meta-wise, he actually might be an absolute monster of a center back because of his body type and height. I think the center back one would probably be more interesting if they don't format him a certain way in the attacking sense, right? So a lot of really cool stuff there for Erling as well. 2 different variations with him, with the striker and the center back. Like I said, the center back one, I think meta-wise would actually be more interesting. So yeah. Vinicius Jr. seems here prediction. I don't know if this is predictions or official stats. Not really sure, but he has 2 different variations here, where he has a striker variation and then a left wing variation. Interesting. So I guess it's mainly just like position changes and then in-game quality, because Vinicius, honestly, I think what they could do with this card, I mean, like obviously they're probably not going to do this because he technically doesn't play in this position IRL, but moving him to the right hand side could be a really cool thing, because it's weird with this one, because I guess like with both of them, it's like you pack either or, and either or can be good, to be honest, right? Because they would have different play styles. One has one position, one has the other, but I'm assuming that both of these would have the same positions. Maybe they change the roles or something, so where it's like, oh, I can pack this one or this one. We'll see. Sorry, continuing on. But yeah, no, Vinicius Jr. will be a pretty cool player to pack. There's a lot of content incoming, thank goodness. Like content like this has to exist in this game in general, to be honest with you. But yeah, Hansen is the next one. You guys know Hansen. She's always a meta card. She's always an absolute monster. And honestly, she's just gonna like, dude, you could technically, if you wanted to, still use her rare gold card, and this card will still cook in game. It doesn't really matter, right? She's just a beast. She plays that right hand position really well. She has the meta roles with the inside forward and the right wing and the right mid position. And then, you know, generally speaking, she just has really good playstyles to work with too. Like she has both of the shooting playstyles. She has a quick step. She has trickster, so that fake shot that you could do with her would be sick. This one would probably be like the technical plus, by the looks of it. If that actually does end up happening, it doesn't really matter. She would be an absolute monster, right? Another player that I have not tried out this year is Carlos Alberto. I have not tried him out at all. I have no idea what he's like, but he could actually... No, you know what? There actually might have been one person who had him in the right back position or center back or something like that, maybe. Yeah, maybe one time I did actually, but I don't remember exactly what he's like. I mean, honestly, he looks pretty good. I'd be surprised if he wasn't like too crazy in game, because he's got fullback plus ball playing, defender, intercept, jockey, anticipates, usually like the go-tos, right? So a lot of really, really good stuff there. And by the looks of it, probably going to have two different variations where one could be CDM, one could be center back. So that could also be interesting. CDM is probably not going to be like as interesting for people, but maybe like when it comes to like pure defensive quality, he's still going to be that guy that just defends really well. Xavi is going to get another card, excuse me. Honestly, like this card in the beginning of the year was not... Like if you did end up using him in the beginning, like very beginning, he was actually quite solid to use because he has passing capabilities, right? So if you look at his roles, playmaker plus, you know, you give him the shadow chemistry style, but in the beginning, you know, your defensive stats don't need to be as high. He still has 92 interceptions, but he just had like a bunch of passing stuff, right? He had the press proven, he had the flare. So I think with the new version that comes out, it'll be like an improvement on defensive stats. So if you use him in the center mid position, he would probably be really nice to have in that area as well. Good passing, dribbling could potentially pop off really nicely. Bunch of variables, right? So pretty cool stuff there if you do end up getting that as well. Eden Hazard is another cool one. Believe it or not, I haven't tried out this card either. Like there's this variation right here. It's funny because I think there was a guy that had him on his account. I just never really did his review. Yeah, never did his review. But honestly, Hazard could definitely be a really sick card as well. I think for the new improvements, he'd probably be on a Hawk chemistry style with the way that they would generally format him. Dribbling stats for base card stats would be higher. Who knows? Maybe they give him like 5-star skills as well. The two play styles thing... which is I think the whole point of some of these cards, like if they actually do get the two play styles, is the main thing. Like they're showing the team here, but I think Declan might get two play styles if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though, but I think I've seen that somewhere, because I seen like a leak for Declan and it would be like, oh yeah, you know, he could potentially get two. Yeah, so stats are a prediction, right? And it's not really the actual. But yeah, no, Eden Hazard could be really sick. I think I did try him out one time in the left mid position. I just don't remember exactly what he was like either, but I do remember using him a little bit. Tiny bit. Yeah. Ronaldo, we've already checked out. De Jong, I think, is going to be a monster as well. De Jong is a really nice player to have in the center mid position. Like, you can see with this card by itself that it still maintains a price, because he just generally performs very well in that center mid role. Like, you can use him as a CDM, right? For somebody that has the holding plus, it's still very helpful to work with, especially if you have him next to somebody else who is more defensive. Like a lot of the times before, people were using like Sissoko with De Jong, right? Because De Jong would be that guy that can dribble, pass the ball. Like he was very nice. I liked him a lot when I used him. I never did his review, obviously, but he was fantastic to use in game. So obviously, he could definitely be a very interesting card as well. On that shadow chemistry style specifically, it's just well formatted, right? Really nice pace, defensive stats significantly higher. So yeah, some really, really good stuff there too. And he might have two different variations by the looks of it with like two different play styles, but he probably still have the same, not roles, but like positions at the very least, right? So yeah. Yaya Toure, another card too. I have faced Yaya Toure, and he's pretty solid, to be honest, but I don't think I've used him myself either with this card. But no, he could definitely be a really cool card. Physical presence in game, more playstyles would definitely be an added bonus for sure. He's just usually a really nice card to get in that midfield area. Physical type dude that will always offer you that physical presence in game, right? He's the lengthy player with most of the chemistry styles that you provide. So that could be really nice. Natale, another card I have not tried out this year. A lot of cards I haven't tried out this year, to be fair. But Natale, I don't know, man. You look at the dribbling and I feel like you won't get as annoyed with the dribbling in this year's game as you would in other years, because they dribble a certain way anyways. Like, if you really care about the dribbling, you got to get a card like that Jack Grealish that came out, right? Like that Jack Grealish card, I don't know, they special sauce this guy's dribbling for sure, because even last year was the same thing, right? Like this card, if you have him, like like Malin was a great card to choose because he's fantastic, right? But it's not to say that Grealish was bad. Like if it was like personal preference wise and not like, oh, quality versus quality because of the links and stuff and whatnot, because this is Premier League, right? I would have gone with Jack Grealish because I love his left stick, right? I don't know what they did to his left stick, but it's just fantastic in game, right? So if you somehow got this card, like you're chilling, but Malin's good too, but it's just a little bit harder to link him in the teams depending on what you do, right? But Di Natale, right, could be a similar situation depending on the play styles they end up giving him. He has both the left wing and the striker one that'll probably have like 2 different play styles. So it'll just depend on what you end up getting in that, right? Declan Rice, I could see being very nice. Declan Rice was one of those cards that I enjoyed using for like the starter squads in the beginning, right? Because if you look at his play styles, he had intercept, right? He has block. And for the CDM area specifically, because he has the holding plus, it was just very helpful to work with that initially. A lot of the times during that time period, even if I was playing with like a center mid, I would just use him on holding, but I would have to switch my formation to like a 4-1-4-1 to really fully utilize the holding plus out of the card, right? It's just one of those things that kind of happen sometimes when you use those players the way that you do, right? But yeah, Declan Rice could be very nice as well. Lacazette, maybe they make a nice card for him again. Who knows? You know, Lacazette used to be one of those go-tos back in the day, right? Because you would just give him like a Hawk or a Hunter chemistry style. His dribbling would be formatted in a better position, right? Like these are predictions, but even the prediction here is at 88 dribbling, but you can kind of use them in like a sort of more physical way that can still dribble whenever given the opportunity. French League One links could be really nice to work with too, because again, in the striker position, if you're not really looking into left stick as much, it could still be really nice, but it depends, because if they give him a press proven, then it would definitely help out the card a lot. And then it's good that we get more cards like this, man, because Lookman, this guy has been generally a fantastic football. Like, this guy is a beast, and Atalanta is performing very well this year. And it's good to see that this guy gets recognition because he is a fantastic player IRL, right? So really nice that he gets some improvements as well on his card with the Winter Wildcard potentially coming out. Certain roles in the card could be really nice. And honestly, it's mainly the Serie A links that you'll be working with, right? There's a lot of things you could potentially do with that, especially if you have some of these unlocks, right? Especially with Tudom, right? You can have Varane if you still have that flashback card for the soft links, right? Because it would mostly be soft links that would link you to this Lookman card. Because Atalanta, I don't know if they have like too many crazy players. Oh, they do have the right back. Also, if you did the right back, you are kind of chilling, actually. Because that card was actually very cheap, to be fair. I did this card, so that's good if I have to do the review for Lookman. So GG's to me on that. But yeah, that's the team. There is also leaks for some of the SBCs that are going to be coming out. There's Emilio Butragueño. Hopefully this is like the start of actually getting good icon SBCs, because in my opinion, the end of an era promo cards for their SBCs was like an excuse for EA to give you garbage for value cards, in my opinion, right? Like some of the cards would still perform pretty decently in game, especially if you need the chemistry links, but it was really scummy the way that they released their price, because to be fair, the SBC prices for most of the cards this year have been really scummy. Some of them have been really solid, but just depends on who you're getting. Like if you got Patrick Guijaro, like that was a great price, stuff like that, right? But Emilio Butragueño, guys, it's always the same thing with this guy, right? Like if they give him the right play styles and stuff, like he has the weak foot, right? Even if they keep him at a 3-star, 5-star, which I hope they don't. I hope they give him a 4-star, 5-star, because when you're releasing a new SBC, we got to make him interesting, you know? A lot of good stuff to look forward to, right? This one has Poacher, so hopefully with the new one, they give him the advanced forward, because they should know that most people use the advanced forward on most of the cards. But hey, Can't really go wrong with a Poacher Plus if you really want those runs in behind. So that will definitely be a very interesting SBC to review when that does come out. This again is the team that has been leaked. This is the concept for the swaps that are currently existing, right? So some people are still going with Nkunku, potentially Ansu Fati and stuff. 26 tokens, Fati and Nkunku, Rodrigo. Yeah. The Natale we've already checked out. There was a few things here as well with the leaks because there is a Player of the Month leak, I believe. Guess who's back again? Kleiber. Oh, is this the same? Oh, dude, I just realized it was the same guy. That's so funny. I mean, I don't know what team he plays for. Is that... I don't know, actually. I don't know what that is. Pop in my party bag. Yeah, Pop's pretty horrible to get. Where is the Player of the Months? I've seen them recently. Ah, there they are. So yeah, we have some pretty decent Player of the Months to review too. Thank goodness. Player of the Month is out of EA's control, but this is content for us regardless, right? For the YouTube. Bellingham, Player of the Month coming out. Marmoush getting another Player of the Month could be an interesting one as well. It's always good that we did the Bundesliga players because of this, because Marmoush is actually pretty fun to use in the game, to be honest with you. And then there's David as well getting a card. So Marmoush and David is obviously not going to be as hyped meta-wise versus Bellingham, but you guys should actually try out Marmoush if you guys can get the links. Like, the only complicated thing with him is the links, but he's actually really, really fun to use in the game in the striker position. So be sure to check that out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part. I think the rest of this is just like taking a look at what's to come with the potential cards. I should actually unlock this Molina card because it's like, it's always good that they drop the right back cards that give you like easy links to work with. So I definitely need to unlock that for the future. I wonder if they drop the best reward for Vinny. That'd be interesting if they did that. But yeah, this could be like the rejuvenation of the transfer market reviews because I haven't done those consistently in a while. So hopefully we can get that going and it could be fun for us, you know? So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I will see you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.